Hello and welcome back to the Metropole Grid. My name is Andrej.
I'm Benoit.
I'm Patrick.
And thanks for tuning in again. So we have a whole mitt full of cards on the corp side. This is Business First, which is the second data pack of the Mumbad Cycle. And let's just jump right into it, I guess.
Sure, let's go.
Excellent. So the first card we have is an HB card. It is an asset, a facility. It costs 1 credit, and it is called Advanced Assembly Lines. When you res Advanced Assembly Lines, gain 3 credits. You can, as a trash ability, install a non-agenda card from HQ, paying the install cost. You cannot use this ability during a run. It is 1 to trash and 2 influence. What a neat, weird
I think this
card.
is really cool. I think it's a really cool card.
Yeah.
I think it's the buff to ETF we've all been waiting for.
Yeah, because EDF is not played at all.
It's not really played, and I feel like getting,
This works in all different...
Oh, yeah, obviously.
This
all
works in everything. I mean, you res it, so you gain credits. Mm-hmm. So you're actually, gaining credit from it.
Yeah. If you get it to fire, it's definitely credit positive, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then you can install something. So even not in ETF, I mean, you can install ICE, you can install Jacksons, you can install... There's a lot of stuff you can install.
You can wait until you see what breaker they install, and then install the ICE that would stop that.
Yeah, the only drawback is that you need to use this ability before they declare the run on that server.
Yes.
So if this is installed
on
any
server. It's just during the run you can't use it.
Yeah, but I mean, because they'll trash it.
Yeah.
Oh, of course.
So if they declare a run on that card and you go, I'll res it and use it, it's too late.
But you can res it and gain the money.
For sure.
Which is better than nothing.
Do it. But using the trash is even better.
Yes,
of part of the strategy.
Yeah, I think that's.
I would put this in my scoring / Adonis server just to bait a run, because it would be so worth it just to res it at the end of their run, maybe before the end of the run, so they have to decide if they want trash or not.
Yeah.
If they don't, you can put an Adonis in, or put an Ash, put a Caprice in, and then follow up with your agenda on your turn.
Yeah. So obviously this is the good thing. As an ETF, you install this, gain a credit. Now, ETF, you gain a credit. This is the core HB identity. You gain a credit first time you install a card per turn.
Yeah.
So as soon as the runner's turn starts, you pop this, install another card, gain another credit.
You've gained basically a hedge fund from 0 credits.
Exactly.
Yeah.
As long as it isn't trash from R&D, which is very likely.
If you're playing with turtlebacks, you can usually get 6 credits out of this as long as you're installing it to a new server.
True.
Which is okay.
It seems okay.
It seems alright.
But yeah, one trash cost is kind of a problem. But this is a neat card. It also
it's fun.
It pulls cards out of HQ, which can maybe not be the best.
You can bring that back with sports team
sponsorship. Could
team
be good.
sportsmanship.
Yeah.
You bring that back, res it again.
It's kind of like the corpse version of cash at that point.
Yep.
Yeah, sort of is. Yeah,
I feel like it looks a bit like Tech Startup, but with a bit more flexibility. Like, it has more and less flexibility. Like Tech Startup, you can't use it to get your Adonis out and get money from the Adonis, but this one potentially can.
But you need the Adonis in HQ,
you need the Adonis
which is different from Tech Startup.
But this is like, put it out just to test the waters, see what the runner feels like they're doing.
Sure.
And then,
because that's the idea. It's like you wait till the end of their turn, and then before your turn starts, you then use it, and then you pull out an Adonis, or you pull out an Elizabeth Mills, or whatever is good for you at that point.
I'm not the hugest fan of just resing that for 2 credit. And
no,
because you pay 1 and you gain 3. That's just meh.
Yeah,
I'm kind of okay with that.
I'd rather play green level.
Sure, probably.
I guess so.
But it's instantaneous money. If they leave you with 1 credit after a siphon run or something,
yes,
and maybe you've got an aggressive secretary or a cerebral overrider on the board, then this is like suddenly enough credits to make that happen, and that's pretty fun.
Yeah,
that's pretty fun.
True.
Cool.
Yeah,
nice card. All right, next card. We have an asset from HB called Lakshmi Smart Fabrics, because we're in India, so we make stuff with fabrics. It costs 1 to res. It's an asset. Whenever you res a card, place 1 power counter on Lakshmi Smart Fabrics. You spend X hosted power counters, and you reveal an agenda worth X points from HQ. The runner cannot steal copies of that agenda for the remainder of this turn. It costs 3 to trash, and it has 3 influence.
That's really cool.
Yeah, that's a nice card.
There's not many cards in Netrunner that flat out say you can't steal an agenda this turn.
Yeah. You've got this one and Old Hollywood Grid.
And you reveal the agenda from HQ, but then they cannot steal it from anywhere.
Yeah. Yes,
HQ could be installed. Could be installed.
Yeah.
I mean, the best part is just installing, advancing once the agenda, leave it there, rest that, reveal it from HQ.
Yeah.
They won't be able to steal from HQ.
It doesn't have to be the same agenda, just agenda. Oh, does it?
Yes.
Yeah. No, worth X points.
the runner
never mind.
cannot
Yeah,
steal
yeah.
copies
Okay.
of that agenda. So
So-
you install something.
It requires so many things to be working properly.
That's the problem.
There's so many things that have to work out well.
Fast
Yes.
track.
Fast track. That's a good point.
Yeah.
That's great. Yeah.
Fix it. Fast track.
Okay, yeah, never mind.
But you still need to have that card survive and place power counters until you have enough power.
But
So
that can
that's
be
an
done
important thing.
mid-run.
Yeah.
Okay, so firstly, that can be done. Yeah, okay. When you res this, it automatically gets a power counter on itself.
Seriously?
Yes, that's been ruled, which is nice. So
Okay,
already you
that's
can't
pretty
steal 3 for 1s, no matter what.
Yeah.
And then before they access it, you res it, you get the counter, you trash it, and the ability, even if they trash
You
the
don't
card,
trash it. Don't
the
trash it.
ability remains. If the runner trashes
Oh, the
it.
runner.
Yeah.
So the ability remains.
Okay.
There is a card in Agenda in HB that has seen almost no play called like Research Grant. It actually has like Lucas Litzinger's face on it, which is really funny.
Nice.
And it says whenever you score that agenda, you can score any other copies of that same agenda that are installed on the table.
Yeah.
So in theory, you can install Advance,
Uh-huh.
then next turn, well, you pop this, they can't steal it. Then you install another, you fast track, you install another, and then, that's one too little. But the idea is that
Combo
you
wins
can,
and sponsorship
you can get
to
a whole
them
bunch of
installed.
them.
Yeah.
I've been waiting for that deck to work.
Yeah.
Because I feel like they've been building up, and I feel like this is an ingredient in that. I think this works so well in like the Breaker Bay HPs we've seen, because Breaker Bay res all the defenses you have on that server, and suddenly this is up to like 4 counters.
Sure. And you
What
only have
can't
to-
you stop at that point?
I mean, even if you play a standard deck, like that, you just install this on the table, and they declare a run on HQ. You res that, you res an ice,
You res one ice and there.
and then you have a 2
Two.
point.
Yeah,
so you
you're
have an
safe.
accelerated
You can
beta
protect
test in
your-
hand.
Yeah.
You can just show it, and then whatever they do, it stays in HQ.
Yeah.
So it's very good at protecting things from HQ. Slightly less good at protecting things that are installed, unless you fast
Yeah,
track or
yeah,
do something
for
like
sure.
that. But solid.
Pretty
Yeah,
cool.
noise runs archive
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah, that's a good point.
Could be
too.
a
prevent the steal.
It only loses,
Vitruvius to pull one copy out of archives. Sorry.
the only problem with this is Film Critic. If you're playing a lot
Yeah,
of Film Critic in your
of course.
meta, this does absolutely nothing, which is a bit unfortunate, but
Yeah.
pretty great card.
Yeah, really cool.
Cool.
We haven't seen the agenda protection outside of Techy with the games.
Old Hollywood's the only thing.
Yeah,
otherwise.
you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
But
Everything
it's
is just
not very
cost
common.
more.
Yeah.
Speaking of Techy,
Mm-hmm.
we have a zero-cost HB event operation. Called Product Recall. It's an alliance card, which means it costs 0 influence if you have 6 or more non-alliance HB cards in your deck. It reads, trash a rezzed asset or upgrade. If you do, gain credits equal to its trash cost. It costs 2 influence if you don't have non-alliance HP cards in your deck.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's really powerful.
Why?
I think that it's just, not powerful, but very versatile. I think that it can, at the end of game, you're going to have team sponsorships out that aren't going to do anything. You can use this to trash those, get some extra credits. You can, maybe you're playing a deck that uses Oaktown instead of Breaker Bay.
Sure.
Then everything installed in that server is going to be worth a lot. You can build up a scoring server that has like an Eve campaign in it, and suddenly there's a scoring window.
Mm-hmm.
But you have an Eve campaign, you can just trash the Eve campaign, gain credits back, install the agenda. And that's not even going out of faction, which I barely
Eve
want to talk
campaign
about.
is fine. Trash a rezzed asset or upgrade if you do gain equal to its trash cost. So in IG, would it include the
Yeah.
extra cost?
Yeah,
that's
it
the
does.
interesting thing.
I know.
That's crazy.
I know. I didn't
So
want
this-
to go there.
This
I didn't want to go there.
This includes any sort of adds, additions
yeah.
or subtractions
Additional
to the res
costs.
cost. So things like Oaktown Grid, which is
Oaktown Grid.
makes anything in the server cost 3 more to trash.
Yep.
Yeah,
So
encryption
suddenly,
protocol.
so suddenly you can trash like an encryption protocol for what 7 or whatever. the math
I don't
is.
know.
Yeah,
It's going to
which
get
is-
big.
Which is kind of nutty. But outside of IG, outside of HB, there is
It's gonna be
industrial
an
identity,
IG.
Industrial genomics.
which is an identity that focuses on making trash costs really, really, really high.
And it already had strong economy. It already had
Yes.
super strong trip economy
Yep.
through indestructible sundews and things like that. And this makes it like have super strong burst economy. Just
So-
out of nowhere.
You have the highest trash cost asset in the game, which is Sealed Vault.
Vault?
Yep.
You have it up for 8 trash cost. You have
0 res.
3, 4,
Zero res.
You have 4 cards face down in your archives. You pop this, you gain 11.
Exactly.
Encryption protocols.
I think
In
the
order-
math wrong.
Okay.
It's 12.
As to go in slow games though, like this works in games where trashing your own cards and playing a card and it seems slowish.
Kind of, but
Yeah.
also it can rush. Like the idea is that I'm going to res something right now that's going to help me.
Yeah.
Like,
And then just when you think I don't have the credits, suddenly I do.
Yeah, like maybe a government. No, not government. What's that thing called? Private contract.
Yeah.
Private contacts. Install, take a bunch of credits, then sell it for 5. Install advance. Like you can go way faster than the runner thinks you could.
True, but you do need to trash one of your own card. I mean, if you compare this to Edge Fund or where you gain 4,
It's much more conditional.
it's
Yeah,
much
it's
more
conditional,
like.
but it goes from 0, which is nice sometimes.
Yeah, I think the Alliance card are built to go outside
Yeah,
HP. So
and
this
sure, it's gonna
seems
be interesting.
great in exactly like additional trash cost
Yep.
or Techy maybe.
Cool.
All right.
I love that in the Android universe, product recall involves a SWAT team.
Yeah, but
on Byron.
the product is alive, so.
Yeah, well, is she?
So we have our first Techy card. This is an identity. It's called Palana Foods. Sustainable growth. It is a division identity. It's a nice standard 45-15, and its ability is the first time each turn the runner draws a card, gain 1 credit.
Okay.
We are what we eat.
So just an economic Techy card.
Yeah.
Yeah, just an economic
I mean,
card.
it doesn't feel that great.
I think it's
For
great.
now?
I think
You
it's
like
really
it?
good.
I do think it's good. I mean, I don't like that the runner is kind of in control of my
Yeah.
economy. But the runner is probably going to be drawing every turn anyway, especially because I am Techy and I'm trashing their cards every now and then, one at a time.
Yeah.
They're going to want to drop.
So I've been playing with this card. There's technically another sort of economic Techy idea, and that's replicating perfection.
Yes.
And the thing with replicating perfection is that you can throw sundews in a server, a remote server, and they will give you the money almost regardless of the case.
There's also the one where if they don't run, you advance something.
Sure.
Tenon, yeah.
Kind of economic.
So like we have problems. It adds a really interesting design space, I think. Right now, a really popular breaker is Faust. Faust requires cards. A lot of decks, a lot of Anarch decks right now are playing Wildside. Maybe Max is really popular in your meta.
So you'll
no matter what,
get 1 per turn.
1 per
I
turn.
think this is fair to say that just like HB ETF, you'll gain 1 per turn.
And HB ETF has been around forever
Yes.
and probably will be around forevermore on the basis that 1 credit per turn is a lot of money.
Yeah, and HB forces you to install 1 per turn. This does not force you to do anything.
Yes, that's
a good
actually
point.
really
You
big.
can just sit back, do whatever you want.
Exactly.
And you'll probably gain a credit.
And they'll probably draw cards. So that's once per turn. So what can we do during our turn
to make a card drop.
so the runner will draw?
So there's 2 more cards
find
following
out.
this
Sure.
that help you.
So do you
draw.
want me to read this one so we can like?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. So we have an asset that's called Palana Agroplex. It's a facility in Techy, an asset. Costs 1 to res, and it says when your turn begins, each player draws 1 card, and it's a
there you go.
5 to trash.
5 to
Pretty
trash.
expensive.
I didn't recall that.
And is the runner gonna trash that? I mean, he draws card every turn. One
Depends
free
if the
card.
runner
mental
wants
health camp.
cards.
Does
But 5 credits?
It's a lot.
It's
Wizard.
a lot. And so with both, they make sense together. I think.
Of course, yeah.
Same graphic.
Yeah.
This is a nuts amount of money. This is basically
crazy,
credit
right?
on your turn, credit on their turn.
Yeah.
The runner is going to mill themselves.
He's probably not gonna draw as much during his turn.
But if you have Wildside, you no choice.
Yeah, but maybe he doesn't play Wildfire when you have Palana Foods.
Yeah, I know.
Who knows?
Maybe.
Maybe not.
I don't know. They're probably anarchs. So
So there's also one or just one maybe corporation piece of ice that scales, Komainu in particular, scales on how many cards the runner has in hand. So Techy is the best at doing net damage.
Yeah, or
So-
brain damage.
Brain damage too. Technically that was meant to be HB, but
No, but I mean, if they include brain damage,
yeah, it gets good.
it's.
But this is the
more.
idea. It's like
Hanzo.
I think there's 2 ways to do this. You could play a nice old ETF-esque. I'm going to play a Glacier fast because I'm drawing a lot.
Yeah.
Econ based
I'll have money to
servers.
do it.
You have Caprice. You have all the defensive, scary defensive upgrades,
Yes.
and you can put some traps in there. And the idea is, do I want to run click 1 before I draw, and then maybe hit a snare or hit something like that could be problematic, or do I want to draw first and then give the money and then run?
I love that it puts that decision on the runner.
Yes.
I think that's really cool design.
If you know what the ice is, you're like, oh, I know that's a Komainu, they have 4 credits, I should run first
Yeah.
before drawing a card, and then you hit a snare or something.
Yeah.
It's really rough. I think the other option is you can play just a kill deck.
Maybe.
You put, like, you're maybe not
But
gonna-
if you make them draw at the beginning of your turn, it's harder to kill them.
it's hard to kill them, but it's easy to deck them. Psychic
that,
Field
true,
is
for
the
sure.
other one.
Once they're milled, then
Yeah.
Yeah, it's easy to kill them.
Makes
although
sense.
once they're milled, you're not making any more money.
That's fine, but they're milled.
I know.
Yeah.
So, do you want to read
I
the...
would
Because
love
this
to
fits
read
in the
this
same deck, I think.
So then
Other
we
deck
have
as well, but...
Palania's own ice. It's called Harvester. It's 1 to res. It's a code gate. It has 2 subroutines that are identical. It says the runner draws 3 cards and then discards down to his or her maximum hand size. Repeat. It's 3 strength. It's my favorite card in the whole pack. I just think this is so cool.
I love the graphic design of the card where
I
they
like it a lot.
slash the wheat and
Yeah, they're
it's
pulling
really
the
cool.
wheat.
Yeah. So this
it's so
works because
Card is
even
one influence. That's nuts.
I know it goes in so many different things.
Absolutely.
The drawback is that the runner gets to pick cards.
They get their favorite
But
cards.
if your deck is built around decking the runner and
It won't
forcing
matter.
him to just use cards and install cards, and if you force him to draw too many cards, how many cards can he install?
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, they get trashed.
The thing about Harvester is I don't think it works best with Palania. Like, the runner's probably already drawing on their turn anyway.
Yeah.
So Harvester isn't going to make them draw much more than they would. And you'd only get the 1 credit.
No,
for it.
it's the best.
Yeah.
No, but
Because this card is really... Sorry, this card is...
I forgive you.
it's particularly good for the runner if they have no cards in hand. Because you run this, you basically draw a hand.
5 cards and discard 0.
But if the runner has 7 cards in hand and they hit this, it sucks.
Yeah, I'm not saying that's... I love that. I'm just saying it's not great with Palanias, especially. I put this in Chronos Protocol in Techy. When I was playing some games with you as Geist, I would draw up a lot of cards mid-run, and then at the end you do 1 point of net damage to me with the House of Cards, and you get your pick of my favorite cards.
Yeah.
And I think this in Chronos Protocol, you get there at the end, I had to drop all my account siphons or else I'd lose them, and you're like, now I get to pick your account siphons instead of all the junk you had before.
Right.
Also, of course, Cybernetics Division is going to like this.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
In size. Yeah, it's scary, isn't it?
Even if we see this just, let's say you play against Faust, that's not bad. He has to break them and discard 3 cards, or draw 3 cards,
and
discard, lose a lot of cards, draw 3 more, and lose a lot of cards.
That's the only thing is this cannot... Oh, because it's weird. The placement of this card is so important. If it's
Yes.
the outer piece of ice, I'll run this to draw 5 cards.
But that's
But if it's the inner piece of ice with Faust, it's not good either. Because you won't break it.
It's not good.
exactly.
Like you hit a Comino, you trash everything, and then you
it's a
draw
weird.
everything.
It's a weird card.
It's a
really
very weird card. Oh, one more out of faction use. Wayland with Underwear Renovation. Go for the maximum possible mill deck. Underwear Renovation, Palania Agroplex in whatever Wayland you think is going to work best. And Harvester and just ruin them. Just ruin them. Maybe put an offer you can't refuse in to make
It's
them
pretty
run.
good. Just in
Oh,
front
God.
of Kamainu as
It's
well.
going to be so good.
In front of... Yeah. In front of Command is probably the
They
best.
just draw, but then they discard.
It's like a chum for Kamainu only.
Yeah,
And it's
yeah.
also, it's 1 cost, 3 strength. It's taxing.
And you can over ice it and trash it if it's not good anymore.
Yeah.
I love
I'm
that card.
just worried about putting this in the
I
other kind
know.
of decks, like my Wayland kill type decks, because
Yeah.
it basically says runner, find your plastic creek now, and
Yeah,
elves
yeah.
don't find it. Or
Elves
find
don't
the
find
claw.
whatever they
Yeah.
need. Actually.
So it's risky. but
yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Very cool.
Excellent.
Oh, one more thing about Palania. If you were to do 1 net damage on your turn and hit the runners I've had worse, that gives you a credit. Just something small.
Oh, yeah.
Just a little draw.
Yeah.
All right.
So 4-2 agenda. This is an NBN agenda, remote data farm. 4 advancements gives you 2 agenda points. It's an expansion, and its ability is pretty simple. Your maximum hand size is increased by 2.
We already have
Cool.
an ID that increases your end size by 1.
Yeah.
So that's 2 more.
That's
And
2
then
more.
it's to score,
That's a lot. We're playing CI at this point,
It's
right?
like triple digits hand size at that point.
And then they CBI raid and you lose your...
Put it
Yeah.
back. So 4-2
Who's
agendas...
going to use this?
I don't know. I really don't know. I'm not...
I have an idea. 4-2s, they're hard to slot in, and this isn't a super useful ability compared to other 2-point agendas.
Yeah.
But maybe, we see a lot of Grail out of NBN. NEH Grail is kind of popular, and
more
having extra
ice.
hand size could help you have more
True.
Grail in your hand.
Yeah.
That's what I would use it for.
mean, even without anything else, end size is most of the time protection
It's good.
from
It's
HQ.
beneficial.
HQ is better than RD.
HQ
I'd
is
rather have
good.
my agendas than HQ.
Yeah, it's not going to hurt.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
not a
exactly.
bad. It's not a bad ability by any stretch. It's
Yeah.
just it's kind of boring. It's just that. It's just what it
And
is.
there's we'll see later, but there's more 4-2s that I play before that.
Yeah.
So I'm
yeah.
eager to see what expansion might
Maybe-
be in the future, or
more
or
subjects.
even what other types of card we'll see that as
What if NBN gets a sweep for itself?
That'd be cool.
That would be pretty cool.
Maybe, yeah.
I guess one little thing is there's that card called Media Blitz that lets you copy a text of an agenda in the runner square area. You can get 2 hand size.
Yeah, nice.
You're right.
Yeah, that's a thing, I guess.
Shall we? All right. Disposable HQ. It's a NBN upgrade. Costs 0 to res. It's an ambush. It says if disposable HQ is accessed from R&D, the runner must reveal it.
Cool.
When the runner accesses disposable HQ, you may add any number of cards from HQ on the bottom of R&D. This also works from archive, so there's no text about not working from archive. It costs 5 to trash, and it's only 1 influence.
Yeah.
Oh my
So
God, that's weird.
one more ambush for NBN,
Yes.
who are now somehow the king of ambushes.
Yeah.
Information ambush, anyways.
Yeah, it's protective. It's an ambush that protects you, which is weird. We haven't seen many of those.
No. And it's 5 to trash.
Defensive ambush is strange. 5 to trash, you don't trash this.
Exactly.
Because it goes to
Yeah,
archives, and
we
then
don't trash this.
archives is weird.
Yeah, but you can trash it yourself if you play the new Alliance card that we've seen.
There you go.
That's true.
Maybe 5 credits. So what does this do outside NBN? Because it's 1 influence, so we need to see this outside NBN. It's a good protective thing.
Cerebral
If you upgrade your HQ with it, and they access this before...
I don't see
cards?
any reason in
never
Netrunner why you'd access the upgrade before HQ. And this is a big reason also why
Yeah,
not to.
Yeah.
true.
Especially because they wouldn't have to res it, never mind.
Yeah.
Although, also, an ambush upgrade, we don't see many of those. That's also worth noting.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just a fun protective ability. Get the agendas out of there. If you can keep this in HQ, and maybe by luck they grab this before they touch that valuable agenda, you can stash the agenda. It works with
True.
what's her name?
Shannon.
Shannon Clare.
Yeah.
She can draw things from the bottom of R&D, so you can get them later.
Because, like, this I think is the best in R&D. You make a run, you see this, and now I can say, what cards in my hand do I not want now? If you're flooded. Like, you know how many games you're just flooded?
Is this maybe something that will replace Jackson?
It does replace part
at
of
one
Jackson.
Some parts of it, yeah.
It lets you get out of agenda flow.
Because this is also bad with Jackson. Like, if you want to put all your agendas on the bottom of your deck and you want to keep them there, don't shuffle.
Exactly, yeah.
But you don't necessarily want to keep them there.
And what about if you have like a bigger end size? You draw more cards, and when they access
more options with this.
you just put your cards on the bottom, draw more again, and then like they keep accessing this because you put it on an R&D and they never want to trash it because it costs 5.
Yeah.
And then you always get to pick what card you don't want.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
Might be
Super
something.
interesting.
Yeah.
I'm excited to throw this in archives.
we'll
Noise,
see.
go for it. Touch archives all you want. I'm going to put stuff away.
There's a lot of upgrades we don't play that are 1-5 or 0-5, and we'll see if this fits somewhere or not. So I'm not sure yet.
Okay.
Super cool. Sorry, there's a lot of like NBN decks that I've seen recently that are just trying to do like a money denial thing. Spark particularly.
Yeah.
I love this deck actually. It's very fun. The idea is that you try to get rid of all the money to the point where the runner just starts to have to take tags with
City surveillance.
City surveillance. And always the problem with the deck is you have nowhere to play your agendas.
One of my favorite deck actually. It's really fun.
Oh,
Cool.
Okay. Next up we have a new Wayland agenda. It is called New Construction. It is a 4/2. It is public, which is maybe my favorite subtype in the game right now.
It is.
Install New Construction face up, like all the other public agendas. Whenever you advance New Construction, you may install a card from HQ in a new server, and res that card ignoring all costs if there are 5 more advancement tokens on New Construction, which will be hard to do.
Yes. Not score and get to 5.
Yeah,
Not
That
impossible.
seems Not impossible.
But that base ability, pretty nice.
Yeah.
Pretty nice. Gagarin's going to like it a lot. Anything with turtlebacks is going to like that a lot.
Sure.
It's so efficient. I mean, it's of course a lot like Oaktown Renovation, where you get an extra credit every time you advance it, and this one you get an extra install.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I
great.
think there's a lot of really good Gagarin decks floating around right now that do play turtlebacks and do want to spam assets, and they do play Oaktown Renovation, which this is very similar to and might actually be better in some cases.
Yeah.
The idea is that you can install this and then install another card from HQ, gain 2 credits off of 2 turtles.
Sure.
So HQ is going to get drained really soon.
Yeah, that's the problem, I
But
think.
that deck is particularly good at keeping agendas out of HQ, which is
But I mean,
plus side.
if you do use this and install your HQ, next turn is probably going to be a couple draws, so you need to draw more. So this,
Well, I mean, you would score this.
you would of course score this, but like you need to find a way to draw more cards.
But why do you
because
want cards in HQ?
Well, to play cards and have options, I guess.
That's a good
Yeah,
point.
yeah, that's
true.
true. Yeah. But like,
Maybe kill the runner.
Yeah,
maybe
exactly.
see your combo pieces. I don't know. I
Kind
mean,
of late.
this does fit in many decks where you have all traps or like you're
Yeah.
selling Gargarin.
because you can spam really
But does
hard.
it help like Titan or
Unless you're
Transaction
horizontal,
Wayland?
no.
Yes, exactly. So, but it's really cool. It's
Maybe you can spam dedicated response teams. That's a thing, I guess.
if you manage
Yeah.
to put 5 advancement, you
I
res
guess-
the card for
Okay, that is cool.
Yeah, because the economic advantage of that is
That'd be
even bigger than
huge.
Oaktown's
Yes.
potential.
Yeah.
Potentially huge.
Yeah, so like this is worth putting a dedication ceremony on, possibly to get it up to that point a lot sooner.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
But dedication
definitely.
ceremony, and then the next couple. I mean, it's just great. This is great.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out like if you install advance next turn, you can install root, and res it for free.
Why stop at root?
And score it?
Install one.
Like I mean, you could still score it. Like
Yeah, no, easily. No, but you can like you can advance dedicate, and then on your turn get a corporate town for free. Don't lose an agenda. Get
Yeah.
a sand for free.
Exactly.
Get a root for free.
and you can
Okay,
also
you guys are ignoring ice.
Ice.
Just put one curtain wall on a new server for
Ice.
nothing.
No.
Ice.
Can you res it?
you res it.
No,
that
it's
card.
in a server. Ice doesn't work.
Oh.
Yeah, it has to be inside a server.
Oh, I was really excited.
Oh,
was
Oh, no,
so
that would be really good.
I was so excited.
Yeah.
okay.
Well,
No,
All
but
right.
still.
It's still good. Still
yeah,
like,
it's so good.
Still good.
not as good.
Well-
if ice would be resed for free, that'd be insane. All
I have
right,
been
next.
shamed.
Is this me?
Sure.
All right, go for it.
Mumbad Construction Company. This is 4 credits. It's an asset. 3 to trash, 3 influence, and its ability is really cool. When your turn begins, place 1 advancement token on Mumbad Construction Company. Then you have a paid ability, so 2 credits, no click, just 2 credits to move 1 advancement token from Mumbad Construction Co. to a face-up card.
A face-up card, like a public agenda?
Fast advance in Wayland, it's happened.
So Trigger Flight is Techy.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Biotic Labor
HB?
is HB. And
Sansan?
Sansan's
Wayland showed up to the
Wayland,
fast
back.
advance thing.
after 2 years, after 3 years.
It's
Wayland.
4 years now, what happened?
So
my
this does cost 4 to res.
Yes.
Which
Yeah.
is similar-ish to Sansan.
Yeah.
Sansan's
You're right, it's
expensive,
kinda close.
but
This
the
is the
turn
most expensive option.
but the turn I res Sansan, I can score something maybe if they don't have clot or anything.
Yeah.
How can you score something the turn you res it? Explain that to us.
How? Okay.
Please.
So you have to. So it has to be a face-up card, right?
Sure,
If we're gonna just talk about agendas, because this card works with a lot of cards.
Yes.
But let's start with agendas.
Yeah.
So face-up agendas, you have a 1/3, you have a 4/2,
You have 2 4/2s.
2 4/2s, and a 3/5.
Yeah.
The 1/3 you can score. You install advance, move a credit. Boom! You scored 1 point for like 8 credits or something.
Because you do get 1 counter from
When you res it.
because you res it before your turn begins.
Exactly. You res at the end
So,
of... Well, like
exactly.
any economy card.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's good.
Yep.
There's a card. Okay, if you leave this card around, and this card is a must trash. If you see this has to go. Like take this down.
I made that mistake.
Yes.
It's so bad.
Yeah, I've had a lot of fun with this so far. If you have a bunch of credits on it, you can fast advance a 5/3 for an absurd amount of credits, like 10.
Super expensive.
But there is no window for clock.
So no action
Exactly.
window. This is all your actions.
Yes,
Yep.
you install, don't do anything, I'm still doing stuff, 2 credits, 2 credits, 2 credits, 2 credits, 2
It
credits.
has to be the public event, public agenda.
Unless there's
Cast and
ways...
call.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
without
okay,
any other
probably-
cards, it has to
probably
be
public,
public.
yeah.
But yes, so what do we have to install face up?
Cast and call. So cast and call, install an agenda. It makes it harder to steal, sort of, but it's not going to matter if you want to fast advance it.
Yeah.
But you could, in theory, fast advance a government takeover.
If you're rich.
If you're rich and there's all the credit tokens in the world on this thing.
And if you've
So-
used 1 or 2 dedication ceremonies ahead of time, then
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. So advancement tokens.
Yeah.
How can you put them on Mumbad Construction without waiting a couple turns?
So there's another card that we'll get to in a bit, which is interesting, but there's other ways. You can
Yeah.
move tokens around. You have things like Trick of Light.
Yeah.
You have the very awesome dedication ceremony.
That's
So
right.
you can turn starts, you gain a credit because you resed it. 4 more credits, you can fast advance a 4/2.
Yeah.
Again, worth noting that if you use the credits, if you're fast advancing off of this card, you're placing advancement tokens and you're not advancing a card.
Exactly, yes.
So it's not going to
So it
trigger
doesn't
those
trigger
special
public
events.
Yes.
events.
but you can do cool things like you can install a new construction. You can move all the tokens and then continue to advance for free
for sure,
which is super cool.
Nice.
In fact, it's a good target for new construction.
Does the upgrade that moves counters around would work with
Only
this?
ice.
It's only ice.
It's only for ice.
I had the same thought.
Bummer.
Everyone's making ice mistakes, not just me today.
Yeah.
That's a good relief.
So that is so cool.
Fast Advance Wayland. It's
Yeah.
But like, okay, agendas aside, the utility on this card, if it's left on the table, is extraordinary.
You actually can make a profit on things like Grendel Refinery and reversed accounts, right?
You can reverse accounts. You'd never make.
Okay.
I see what you mean.
yeah, you're right.
So you can do that. My favorite thing is that because this doesn't take a click. This is the only way in the game besides Astra to put an advancement token on something right before the runner commits an access. So they say unadvanced remote in Gagarin, they run it. You have 3 tokens. You say, oh, do you choose to access? They say yes. You hit step 4.3 or whatever it is in the rulebook. You pay 6 credits to move 3 tokens over. You pay 1 credit, Junebug, 6 net damage. Cerebral Overrider. Ghost Branch. Plan B. Plan B works.
Plan B. So they have to trash that.
You need to trash that.
It's a super target.
Nice. Also, a Ronin, contract killer,
everything.
Oh my
everything.
god!
So
this is for free with temple money.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I'm so excited about this. And the thing is, I think this also works in Glacier. Like if you just protect it in Blue Sun behind the servers.
Protect this in your scoring server.
Yeah.
Protect this
hand.
instead of agendas for sure.
Fast track score.
Except for plot.
Except for plot, but you can. Let's say you put out new construction. You can advance that new construction once to put out a Cyberdex trial from your hand.
Yeah.
Cyberdex virus sweep from your hand.
Nice. That's
then
nice.
use that to purge and then go back to fast advancing.
Exactly.
Sorry for the interruption, folks. Now it's my turn.
Exactly. Nice. Nice.
Super cool.
Huh.
Fast advance and Wayland. It's happening.
Nice. Oh wow! I get the sales team.
I like this.
Oh, sales team. So we have a 4/2 neutral agenda called Corporate Sales Team. It's an expansion. It says when you score Corporate Sales Team, place 10 credits on it. When each player's turns begin, you take 1 credit.
That's going to come back to you really quickly.
Wow.
You're going to get your money back in 5 turns. 5 of your turns.
5 rounds.
That's
yes.
great.
That's
So there is a neutral card that's existed for a long time called Corporate War.
Oh,
and it says...
I hardly knew ye.
Yeah. It was a 4/2, and it says when you score it, gain 7 credits if you have more than 7 credits. Which, the fact that you spend 4 credits on the agenda is kind of like saying maybe gain 3.
almost never works.
It is my least favorite card in Netrunner.
Wow.
Don't do War.
We should have another video about that, by the way.
Don't do War, do Sales Team.
It's
way better.
Yeah. So
this is just
gonna make
my
more money
favorite
back.
4/2, I think. This is one of my favorite 4/2.
Yeah.
This is so good.
This
You
is
score
universally good.
You'll get credits.
Yeah.
You'll
Like
make
at
money.
the beginning of their turn, at the beginning of your turn, at the beginning of their turn.
Usually agendas
10
that give you
credits?
money are reserved for Wayland, but this is for everyone.
Or NBN for Explodapalooza,
That's right.
but it's when they
Different,
get it.
yeah.
But
No, everyone can use this. Everyone can like this.
I've been, for fun, a friend and I have been working on an all-neutral Corp deck. And it needed this.
yeah, I
This
guess.
is what makes it work.
I'll do fast advance.
You don't, but it's fine.
Cool
How
agenda.
don't you fast advance?
There's not much to say. It's just
You can sacrifice a 1-pointer with 24/7 news cycle to get 10 more credits on here.
Ooh.
true.
Okay.
That's something.
Maybe
Sure.
using domestic sleepers or something, really
Yeah.
minor.
Yeah.
That's a thing.
Or you can, if there's ever, are there any cards that go into the corpse score area as agendas but aren't really agendas?
In the future.
In the future, I'm sure
Yeah.
there will be. Okay. Next card. We have Pad Factory. It is a neutral asset. It costs 2 to res. It's an alliance card. It's a facility. It says the card costs 0 influence if you have 3 pad campaigns in your deck. That's pretty cool, right, Benoit? Sorry.
Yeah, past campaigns.
And it says, click. Place 1 advancement token on a card. You cannot score that card until your next turn begins. It's 3 to trash, and if you didn't use the alliance ability, it costs 2 influence. So, I think it's pretty cool.
I mean, the fact that pad campaign has no like bold or something, that's nice.
We
It's like,
mentioned it, but that's what they do on all cards.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
Mumbad
yeah.
Construction Code.
True.
It's just weird because it's not.
it's not that card. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I think it's great.
So this is the card that we talked about before that can get you a counter on your Mumbad construction.
Yeah.
Sure.
So you can have 2 counters on there. You can install advance. You move 2 counters.
Archaeology as well.
How's
Yeah,
archaeology?
If
Yeah.
you're
Works with
protecting your
archaeology.
Mumbad Construction Corp, then you can freely put counters on this, and then on a later turn, just blast out some agendas.
Go nuts, yeah. Otherwise, if you're just using it as advancement tokens on ice, perhaps, you can. It basically makes, because we built it or whatever that Wayland identity is. It's basically a free advancement credit.
Yeah, it finally makes that ID obsolete.
Yeah, it sort of does.
It's,
If you have past
it's the nerf
campaigns,
to that card we've been
and
waiting
you have
for.
to protect
The
this.
fact that it costs 2 to res is that it's going to be the same thing as advancing twice before you make any credits from it.
Yeah.
It's only 3 to trash. It's also 2 influence.
Well, it's alliance.
But you need 3 pad campaigns.
But that's the thing, is like the only decks I see running this are really horizontal kind of shell
that are gonna
damage
have
decks.
pad
Yes.
That have pad campaigns that have temple
sure.
that res this for free.
For sure. But are you going to advance something in those decks?
I just think the placing one advancement token is something that it could be really powerful, but we don't see it a lot. Like Tenem could place advancement tokens on any card, and that could put a really interesting mind game into the runner's head. And I think this is the same kind of thing. Like you can advance anything. They're like, well, I know you can't score it, so I know that it might be an agenda.
Or it might be an Eve campaign. I mean, you can advance anything, right?
Yeah.
You can advance snares. It's like, don't touch my advancement counters, please.
Yeah, that's one of the things I like. You can just put advancement tokens anywhere. You
Anywhere.
have to run everything.
Yeah.
Sorry to pull back, but back to the Mumbad Construction Company, because one thing worth noting, this is also the only card that lets you advance the only events with res to ice while they hit them.
Oh, while they hit them.
Yeah. So you res a woodcutter, you dump an absurd amount of money to do some net damage.
Yeah.
I just...
No, that's a good point.
It's true.
Someone has to say it.
Yeah. It's a thing.
Nice.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not excited about this card.
Nope.
I think in the future...
I'm excited by this.
All I want are more cards that could take advancements on it and I don't have to score right away and aren't traps.
Yeah.
Like some sort of utility for moving an advancement token. Because this costs a click that I could spend a credit on.
Yep.
So I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
I love Pad Campaign. Don't get me wrong.
Oh, yeah,
it's one of my
Pad
favorite
Campaign.
cards.
Bad campaign's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really like this card. I think it's going to have a lot of utility.
Cool.
Yeah, that's fine. No,
Yeah, okay, that's fine.
we'll definitely build something with it.
Let's try, Patrick.
Thanks, Benoit.
So that was business first.
Yeah.
A lot of really good corp stuff.
Sure.
I'm super excited. Wayland is going to be doing some cool stuff. Really
I was
nice.
really impressed with this.
This is good.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe not amazing, but impressive.
Okay.
Thanks so much for watching.
Sorry, everyone.
And stay tuned. We'll have more
Sure.
footage and games and stuff coming up.
Ciao.
Till next time.
Thank you. Bye.